Okay. Well, I had my mic muted, so we're gonna start right over. Welcome to Live Out Loud with Jason. Hope you're doing great on this amazing Friday. And I think you can all hear me now. And if you're with us, please go ahead and just say hello in the chat, so I'll see that you're here. Hey, there's Ephraim. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Thank you for the no sound. Yeah, one of my friends just popped in here and said, hey, you don't have the sound on. Yeah, well, Jason's new at this, so guess what? It happened, right? So thank you so much for your patience. It's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday, and I'm so glad for an amazing day. We've been spending the last 7 days talking about living out loud. And what does that mean? It's about, discovering your God-given talents, abilities, those seeds of greatness and awesomeness that God has planted in each one of us as His creation. We're talking about discovering those, unearthing those, developing those, the courage, the boldness to go out and take the next step, to live it, to be great, to be amazing the way God created us, because the world needs us, and world needs you. And what better way to honor the Lord, your Creator, than to be all that He's created you to be and do all that He's created you to do. So it's exciting. It's exciting. We need, find your confidence. There's a terminology that I like to use, and it's we've adopted it around here. It's called allergic to average, and you've probably seen memes online. But being allergic to average, I do not want to be average. I don't believe that God created me to be average, and I don't believe He created you to be average. And we can only be great when we find our lane, our calling. And I don't need to try to live your calling and your gifting, and you don't need to try to live mine. We need to be the one that God created us to be, and that's when we're gonna find our true greatness. And so, one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is, whatever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord, and do your work heartily. Another one, for the Lord rather than for men. And I feel like that we need to be. We need to work with a passion and a desire for excellence in all we do. And so I want to just ask a question. Some of you guys that are listening in are self-employed, and some of you have jobs elsewhere. And I want to ask a question to you. When it comes to whether you own a company, or you're a manager, or you work for a company, and you serve someone higher up the chain, so to say, I want to ask you this: is your job, is it just a necessary evil in your life? Or is your job an avenue of passion for you to give and add value? So, for instance, I think it's amazing when people have this attitude. I want to make my boss look so good and help him be so successful that he gets a promotion. And so think about this. If you're one of those people, what's he going to do when he gets a promotion? He's going to take you right with him, right? And so, help your boss look good. Make him good. Make his job easier, more successful, and be a net value creator, and not just a net value taker. And so I'm going to check here on the. Oh, hey, we got Millie here from Mexico. Hey, Millie. Hey, Lisa. How are you doing? And my stream may look a little glitchy right now. I've got some weird stuff going on. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I hope you can hear the audio fine. So be a net value adder and not a taker. A net value adder. What does that mean? That means I'm going to give more than I take. I'm going to leave more at my job, for my team, for my company, than what I take out of it. And I believe that when you have an attitude of being a giver, a value adder, I think that it's automatically going to come back on you. And it's the same idea as sowing and reaping. When you plant a seed, and now when you plant that seed, you can't eat that seed. You have to give it away. And when you give it away, one seed turns into hundreds or thousands of more. And so I want to encourage you to be a net value creator, adder in your job. In your job, have that idea that, you know what, my job, when I serve in my job, when I work for my company, yes, I'm working, I have the bills to pay, and I'm working, I get an income. But I want to add amazing value to my team, and I'm gonna be all in with my team and help my team be as successful as possible. And when I help others be successful, that's also gonna come back to me. So think about this. When we're talking about taking the next step and being bold in what we're called to do, I heard this quote, I don't know, a while ago, and it really stuck with me. And I can't even remember who it was right now. Maybe someone out there knows. If you know, just let me know. But I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather burn up trying than sit around and collect dust. And friends, maybe there's something in your life. It's, again, your calling, your purpose, the giftings, whatever it is. Maybe there's something in your life that God's put inside of you that's collecting dust. And you know what? If it's a seed of something that you haven't developed, that you need to develop, guess what? Seeds can go hundreds of years and longer and come back to life when they get when they get water and nutrients. And so I want to encourage you to water those seeds of whatever it is that you're called to do in this life, and whether this is career related, serving related, family related, creative, artistic, scientific, business, whatever it is, the world needs what you have. God put something amazing in you. Discover it, develop it, and go rock it out and live out loud. So, and I want to encourage you to ask yourself the hard questions. Am I spending my time and my life on the right things? Now, in an optimal world, we could spend all day, every day, doing exactly what we want to do. And so I like to say, hey, there's other things. Hey, it's called work. We can't like everything that we do. But when we look at where we're spending our time and where we're making an impact, are we doing it in the right area? Because, I'd rather fail at awesome, at going after awesome, than succeed at being average. Think about that. I'd rather fail at being awesome than succeed at being average. And I want to share that with you. And you guys, you may be doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Robert says there's an echo, and I don't know. And hey, there's Susan. Hey, Susan. I'm going to have to look into that. I hope you guys can still hear me. I don't know why there would be an echo over here. I don't know. I will look into it. So, once we discover, and you may be back to what I was saying, you may be fully in tune with exactly everything that God's called you to do. Well, I want to tell you something else also. Your purpose and exactly what you're called to do in this particular season in your life, it may be that you've been doing something and you've been faithful and you've been following through in a certain part of your life, your career, whatever, or your service, and it may be that it's time to develop a new seed in your life. Maybe it's time for a new season in your life. That doesn't change your purpose of making an impact in this world, but it may change how you actually live that out and what you spend your time on a daily basis. And so I feel like some of us need to give ourselves permission to say, you know what I've done in the past was great and awesome, but that doesn't have to be what I spend my time on in the future. So I want to consider, I think that may just be a word of encouragement for someone out there. Let's see, what else? Anybody got any questions there? Well, thank you guys so much for the comments. There is an echo. Gosh, I am so sorry. I don't know why there's an echo. Let me try. I'm going to try using this other microphone. Okay, how about this? We're going to see if this one makes a difference. It'll definitely sound different here. But something's going on with my computer. Something's glitching today. I really don't know what's going on. And I hope you can understand, and I just appreciate your patience and hanging in here with me today. We are definitely having some technical difficulties. So I'm going to make a little change here real quick. Bear with me just a minute here. I don't know if that'll make a difference or not. There we go. Okay. So, all right, so we've got an echo. I'm going to have to, I go online and test this out all before, and then it sounds fine, and then I come back and it's not working right. So I will get better at this. Thank you so much for your patience. But be all in at your job. And hey, there's Pastor Carol. Hey, Pastor Carol, thanks for joining in. I've got a little echo going on today, so we're not quite sure what's going on with the audio. But I've got a sign over here, and I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if you can see it. Behind this Swiss Army knife over here, there's a sign, and it's a Kool-Aid sign. And the idea of, I like to say, drink the Kool-Aid. And I know for a lot of people, especially, older generations, that's going to have some negative meaning to it about the Jonestown and drinking, the Kool-Aid. Apparently it wasn't real Kool-Aid. It was an off-brand drink that was like Kool-Aid. But Kool-Aid, to me, when I say drink the Kool-Aid, it means I have an attitude that I'm all in. I am in this. And when I think about Kool-Aid, I think about summertime, swimming pools, sunshine, friends, family, love, and back to your job and what you're doing. Be all in at something. You're not going to dip your toes in and become the awesomeness that God created you to be. You're going to have to drink the Kool-Aid. You're going to have to decide. So think about this for a quick minute. There is not enough time in the day, in your life, there is not enough time to be amazing at everything. Let's say you could be amazing at 10 things. You can't be amazing at all 10 things. You can be amazing at a very few 10 things. And the more amazing you want to be, the more you have to narrow your focus of what those things are that you spend your time on. And so if we try to divide our time amongst too many things, we're not going to really succeed at any of them. Now, here's the scary part, is that when we decide, hey, this is what I'm going to go after, this is what I believe God's made me for, what He's called me for, here's the scary part. When we decide that, we have to shut out other things, and we have to eliminate other options. Well, we naturally want to keep our options open, but the problem is keeping our options open actually works against us, and it limits us. If we want to have real impact, we're going to have to limit our options and decide what we're going to focus on. Okay, so Lisa says the stream changed, and I know we're on a delay here, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I hope you guys can hear me. I am so sorry that we're having some difficulties here today. I do appreciate you hanging in there with me.
I tell you what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to cut it short here, and we're going to pick this up. I'm going to work out these few technical difficulties, and we're going to come back and talk about this probably again tomorrow, because I've got more to say on this topic. And I want to tell you guys, I love you. You're amazing. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and thank you guys for commenting on the thread. I really appreciate it. I love you all, and I just hope you have an amazing, amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And live out loud today. Bye-bye.